Hi all, it's Dr. Shanahan. I am checking in regarding your author's craft annotations, both the ones that you did 2 modules ago and the ones that some of you will be doing this week. And either way, all of you will at least be reviewing some author's craft annotations this week. So I wanted to note a couple things that I noticed when I was grading all of your different annotations. And I know that this is still new and different, and so it's going to take practice at getting better at this. But a few things, a few trends that I noticed across the class that I just wanted to note. I noted this in your individual grading, but I also wanted to give some class reminders for everybody to hear. One, in your annotations, I don't necessarily want you to focus on literary elements, things like similes, metaphors, alliteration, etc. I'm glad that you know what these are, but that's not necessarily the focus of this course, okay? So instead of focusing or naming it as a simile, focus on the unusual nouns that the author used to in that particular sentence and what effect that had. Does that make sense? Think about it in terms of the concepts, the grammar concepts that we are talking about. Another thing right along with this is that you have to do the readings for this course to know what some of the things that you should be focusing on in your annotations are. It was obvious when I graded your annotations for the relatives came, where you practiced it out. Those of you who had read the Ray chapters and those of you who had not. Going forward, if you have not read them, one, you definitely need to read those. And two, you need to keep up with what are now the readings in the Krovitz and Devereaux texts about the specific grammar concepts that we're focusing on each week. So be sure to keep up with those and draw on those specific ideas from the texts in your annotations. I just posted an announcement regarding some particularly great examples that some of you all or some of your peers put together for that author's craft assignment. So if you're still having questions, check out those examples. In those examples, those students drew on specific things, techniques from the Ray text and named them as such. They also clearly explained the rhetorical effect of those techniques, focusing on the ways in which the author used the words and how it created a particular effect on the overall meaning of the text or the tone of the text or on the readers, on you all, your interpretation of the text. So those were some of the particularly great things about those examples. So check them out, especially if you are in charge of doing the annotations for your group for this week. Which leads me to the annotations for this week. So a couple of reminders. One, only one person in your group is doing annotations this week. Not only that, you are doing it only on one different text for this week. Okay, so focus on that. You should have with your group broken up the 6 different due dates of the weeks that are due in your 6 different texts. So there's one text per week. It's not just the next 6 weeks. Some of them will take a break from it in the middle and not do these every single week so that we can catch up and learn some of the concepts so that then you can apply them in your future annotations, okay? So one person this week from your group is in charge. They are the leader of putting together the annotations. The other 2 people also have a big task, which is to create a screencast video just like this one I'm doing right now with video feedback on the annotations, okay? There's rubrics for this in the big assignment sheet in the major projects link on Blackboard, so check that out. Some of you asked about how to write your annotations on the PDF copies of the text that you've been uploading. There's a commenting feature in the PDF that you can use to add a little bubble or comment or something on the side. Usually it'll link it with an arrow to the particular place in the text, and just name it right there in the comment. This is an example of a runaway sentence. The effect of this runaway sentence is such and such. So let me know if you have any questions. I don't have a strict requirement regarding that. If you have to insert a text box going off of it, that's fine. Yeah, I think you should be. Let me know if you have any questions, but I think there's many ways around doing that. And then finally, for the annotations for this week, for those of you who are doing them, be sure to check the Author's Craft assignment sheet for more details about this, but you are focusing on sentences and sentence types and active and passive voice. So essentially what we have been doing this module and last module. You are now using those readings and using those writing applications that you've been doing and applying them to a mentor text. Okay, so you're looking for specific examples of sentences, sentence types, active and passive voice. You can also draw on examples of different Author's Craft choices from the Ray text that we've already read about. That would be great, but you at least need to spend some of your focus of your annotations on sentences. Okay, there's a different focus for each text annotation. So for all of you in the future, be sure to check the assignment sheet for information about what specifically you should be focusing on in your annotations. Okay, I think that covers it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to reading your annotations and watching your video feedback that you put together for your peers this week. Thanks.